Good morning, Doc. It's Mike Persh calling from Adelaide. Kat set me up for a quick chat.
Yeah, she told me you'd be calling.
How are you this morning?
Yeah, good.
Great pleasure to have you back on the show, mate. Last time we spoke, the Angels by Request tour was in full swing and went very well. But this year something very, very special happening in Adelaide. The Symphony of Angels.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty exciting idea for us. We've never done a concert with symphony orchestra before. We've had a few musicians from various symphony orchestras come in over the years into our recording sessions, play very small parts. This is the first time we've actually worked with the whole orchestra.
I spoke with John a little while back, and he of course was very excited about the project as well, and greatly so from a classical point of view, from his family tree being involved in classical music as well. So it's a very nice turnaround for the Angels to sort of turn that around full circle.
I guess it is. For those guys, I'm just interested in the whole thing of putting a band and a rock band and an orchestra together, a symphony orchestra. They're usually an either-or situation. In my experience, people tend to be either into symphonies or rock, but not together. So the synthesis of this is going to be very exciting, I believe.
Well, Rob Pippin, who's very well known in Adelaide, is part of the touring company putting the show together, and he's done quite a few things of a similar nature in the festival theatre, and they've worked exceptionally well. And I'm sure the one with the Angels will top those indeed.
Yeah, we've known Rob for quite a while, and he's been, we've been drawing on his experience, because I do know he has done other symphonic combinations with rock bands. So, but this will be our first one, and it's we've been getting small excerpts of some of the arrangements being sent through by Rob John, who's the conductor and arranger, and he's been sending us his arrangement ideas. Basically, what we've been doing, so we are trying to keep both sides of this together, is we've sent him the original Angels recordings of the songs we're going to do, and he's been putting arrangements around that. And in some cases, we've made some changes to the arrangements of the rock songs to leave room for the symphony orchestra to come in. But basically, as far as the Angels are concerned, we're going to be playing as a rock band.
But from what I understand too, Doc, there's quite a few album tracks from the likes of Dark Room and No Exit, which when you go back and listen to those tunes, especially the organ that Rick was playing on those, they really are going to lend themselves to an orchestra situation. You can hear it going back and listening to them and think, yes, that's going to work splendidly.
Well, yeah, that's why we picked some of them. And some of the other ones, we're going out on a limb with and going, well, this one rocks, let's see what they can do with that.
Well, Take a Long Line is an example of that, I think, and that's the tune that you've re-recorded, and that's for me not one that would initially spring to mind as something that would work well in that situation.
Yeah, it's come up well, I think.
So tell us a bit about how that recording happened, because I believe part of it was done here in Adelaide, and then you were back in Albert Studios in Sydney, which must have been lovely to go back in your old stomping ground.
Yeah, it was. It was. We re-recorded the whole song in Albert on a Saturday about, well, I should think probably about 2 months ago now, and we just put it all down in one day, and it went brilliantly well. And then we sent that across to Rob
which we will be doing indeed. And is that available in stores as yet, or very soon, I would think?
Not a commercial release at the moment.
Okay.
It's just something that we did partially as an initial experiment for everybody involved, and also to just to see if radio liked it. Then after we had done the mix.
Okay.
Yeah. So whether it goes as a commercial release will be a sort of a decision a bit further down the line.
I'm sure once the legions of Angels fans around the country and indeed around the world get wind of that, they'll be coming knocking on the door, I'm sure.
Have we got legions?
Indeed, you have. In my caper, and I know you've spoken to some of my counterparts in the United States and Europe, but both the people I talk about, Annie in Marseille and Mike Butler in the United States, who do similar things to they are both huge fans of the Angels and spend a lot of their programming expounding the joys of Australian rock and roll and the Angels in particular.
Yeah, well, I must say I've had two really very enjoyable. Well, it's going to be three now after talking with you today. But it's I really am sometimes amazed at the amount of research that Annie and Michael have done, and you're clearly up to things. It's pretty exciting, for a musician who wrote or who co-wrote songs. I'm a bit hoarse today. Who co-wrote those songs, say, 30 years ago, to find that there's still all this interest in our songs, and that it's the thing in a way is actually growing rather than getting less.
Well, for me, Doc, it's hometown band, so I have a vested interest in it and have been following the band since I was a teenager. But certainly for me to hear the likes of folks from over the other side of the world, as you say, know the band so well and love the band so much, it's a wonderful thing indeed.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
And on the subject of Adelaide, it's lovely to have the band playing in the Festival Theatre. And when I spoke to John, he wasn't aware that the band had ever played there before. So that's a lovely thing to come back to the hometown and play in what is a very, very nice venue indeed.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the Festival Theatre the one that's close to Elder Park?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I think we played there once a long, long time ago. Perhaps as support to Leo Sayer.
The Angels and Leo Sayer. That's not a match made in heaven, Doc.
No, but he's a great songwriter and performer.
He is indeed.
I'm just trying to sort my memory. It might have been the Angels and it's either Leo Sayer or Little River Band. But I think we have played there once. And what's another thing that's interesting or even ironic for me is that the Neeson family arrived in Australia, in Adelaide, 50 years ago. This Easter just passed. And my parents migrated from Ireland to Adelaide. And when we came to Adelaide, our migrant hostel was a two-story fibro asbestos building which stood on the site where the Festival Theatre now stands.
That's marvellous.
So it's kind of, for me, another kind of full circle that I arrived as a lad to my parents 50 years ago in I was just a kid, and we went to this run-down fibro place, the migrants, and later on this wonderful theatre has been put in its place.
and just on further from that, to even make it go a little more full circle, is next Friday you have a reception from the Lord Mayor in South Australia, which I believe has never been bestowed on a rock band apart from the Beatles I think in '64. So that's an amazing honour for the city to recognise the Angels like that.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. I was in the crowd. In fact, I'd got my first job I just left school, and I got my first job with the PMG department, as they were called then, Postmaster General, and they had, the building still stands, but I don't know if it still belongs to Telstra or a similar organisation, but I was an office boy in there when the Beatles arrived on the balcony of the town hall as part of their reception, and I I got two guys to hang on to my ankles, and I actually I went out of the window, and had half my body out the window, waving across, and Paul McCartney saw this mad Irishman, waving at them, hanging out of the window, and he nudged John, and both of them looked across and kind of laughed and gave me the thumbs up. And then John nudged George, and George kind of just the look on his face he was just amazed, and it was and so the whole office could see the Beatles sort of looking into our office, and so they all gave a big cheer, and it was a very exciting moment. So to be following in their footsteps and the Lord Mayor graciously extending a city welcome to us is a really proud moment for us all.
That's a wonderful story indeed. And it's been widely reported that there was, I think, 200,000 people on the streets when the Beatles came to Adelaide, but I don't think people appreciate that. I think the population of Adelaide at the time was probably only about 500,000 people, so it was an amazing percentage of the population.
Yeah, we had pretty much all of Adelaide turn out, anybody who could did show up, and people were something like, I don't know, I think I read 10 deep, all the way from the airport up to City Hall.
Amazing indeed. But as you say, it is a great honour and a very nice thing that the state and the city has recognised as what I think rock fans in Australia have appreciated for many years, and the quality of music, the rock music that has come out of Adelaide, and the Angels are certainly a very important part of that, and it's very nice indeed to have it acknowledged in that way.
It is, and Adelaide certainly has produced a lot of significant bands, for its size, and also has done so, for quite a long time, and the musicians that came out of Adelaide, including Cold Chisel with Jimmy Barnes, of course, and Glenn Shorrock from Little River Band. There's the Masters Apprentices. There's the Zoot, who kind of caught up with Glenn Shorrock later on and became Little River Band. There's the Twilight, who some of whom went to England later on, and one standout member of the Twilight was Terry Britton. He kind of came from, I think, the Salisbury area, and Terry Britton went on to write hit songs for Cliff Richard, and I think he wrote "We Don't Need Another Hero" for Tina Turner. So Adelaide's kind of been sending out great musicians for a long time.
Indeed, and I'm sure the show with the Angels and the Symphony Orchestra will go down in history as a very important event in the history of music in Adelaide. And and I'm sure many fans in Adelaide, and I guess there will be a lot of people making the trek to Adelaide for the show as well from around the country. So looking forward to it indeed. It's going to be a magical night indeed.
I hope so. It will be a magical night, and it's the kind of thing that in a way, I congratulate the organisers of both the concert and the civic reception from the Lord Mayor, because this kind of thing ties in very well with the art community in Adelaide. I know you've just had the Festival of Arts there and the Fringe Festival, and also I hope it also has the effect of I'd like this this Angels concert to maybe be the forerunner of other similar sorts of concerts, because Adelaide is a great place to visit. I'm talking really tourism now, and I'm proud of Adelaide, and it surrounds the vineyards, which you can have a great day at. Go touring up through the Adelaide Hills, go down along the coastline. I mean, Adelaide's got so much to offer in those sorts of ways, and they're all very accessible. And same with the music and the festival that you have. So it would be great to see this kind of thing happen even more frequently, and it gets really well supported by Adelaide people, and that the organisers in Adelaide are able to use this maybe to springboard, some more information going out to the rest of Australia about what a good place Adelaide is to visit and what it produces.
Oh, indeed, and as you said, it has the Adelaide and the Festival Theatre has quite a history of doing just that. And I recall, I think back in the late 70s, that the classical composer, the late great David Measham, did one of the first similar things in Australia with the Little River Band, which was a very historical event indeed.
Yes, I'm aware that we're not the first band to be doing this, but I am pleased to say I think we're following in some mighty footsteps, and we hope that this show is going to continue in that tradition.
As I said, Doc, the Festival Theatre is such a marvellous venue to do just that. The sound is fantastic for a rock band and for an orchestra, and does work very well. I've been to a couple of Rob Pippin's shows there in a similar vein, and they work exceptionally well. So, as I said, looking forward to this one, mate, and congratulations. It really, I'm sure for the whole band, Boys from Adelaide, it brings a smile to your face to get the recognition on the level that you're getting from Adelaide, and I wish you every success for the night. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and lovely to talk to you again.
Well, thanks very much. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I hope we can chat again sometime.
Always love to keep in touch with what the Angels are up to, Doc. As I said, you have a legion of fans around the world, and nice to get some information out to them as to what you guys are up to. Alrighty, thank you very much for your time, and as I said, have a great weekend in Adelaide next weekend, and I will certainly be I think in about the third row cheering you on.
Okay, well I'll see you there. Cheers. You'll see me.
Cheers, Doc. Bye, mate.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.